Hey guys, my name is Chad. On this channel we like to make stuff, and welcome to 2024, where this year promises to be better than ever out at Shady Acres. And so if you've been following along for a while, you know we've got a lot of diverse activities going on out here at Shady Acres. All in the name of progress, but you know we've got a cleanup and salvage operation going on. We're fixing tractors, we're building tractor sheds, we are cutting trees and milling lumber. Recently I mentioned that we are going to be planting a pumpkin patch down the lane there. But if you want to see one more thing we're adding to the mix for 2024, then stay till the end of the video and I will reveal exactly what that is. And man, I hope you're excited, because I am super excited about it. So this channel is called Let's Make Stuff, and I've been opening most every video with "My name is Chad, and on this channel we like to make stuff." But lately that hasn't been entirely true, because this channel has kind of morphed into a abandoned property recovery project. But that doesn't mean we don't like to make stuff, because we're always making stuff. Like, for example, with this property we're making progress. We are making a solar kiln over there. We're making a building that is covering my tractors and my sawmill. We are making stuff all the time. So this channel originally started as just kind of a creative outlet where I'd share projects that were generally going on out of my wood shop, or with the 3D printer, with the laser or the CNC machine. But we've since then very much morphed into an abandoned property rescue project. You can go back and see all kinds of videos on where we started and all the way up to where we're at now. So this is sort of a rebranding, if you will. Now, it's likely that you're new to this channel, because this channel in 2023 grew by 110%. It's definitely doable again for 2024, but I think as this first video of the new year, we're going to reintroduce what this channel is all about, and talk about what you as a viewer can expect, what is the value that you're going to get out of this little video series, and who the heck am I? Now, I purchased this property all the way back in the fall of 2022, which is about a year and a half ago, and it is a 5-acre plot. It's actually 2 lots, a 4-acre and a 1-acre lot, and it included a home from 1944, which is still standing, and I'm using that for some storage purposes, but ultimately that's going to come down. It included a mobile home, probably from the, I don't know, 80s or 90s, that was used as a Sunday school, and likely it was intended to be a mobile contractor's office, because the person that owned this property prior to me was a contractor, and there's just construction trash everywhere that I've had to go through, and it's still out here, and I'll be doing that for probably decades after this. It also included another mobile home, probably from the 1960s. It was painted pink and green, like pink on the front and green or white with green trim on the back side. Both of those mobile homes have been demolished, and we hauled away whatever scrap metal we could out of it. There's a recent video where we did that and took the scrap to the recycling yard, and we got about $600. If you wanted to see more about that, go ahead and check that out later. Now, the other thing that's happened since acquiring this property is I've also started collecting machinery. Since then, I have collected a JCB skid steer, a Massey Ferguson compact tractor, a Wood-Mizer sawmill, a little cement mixer, 2 trailers, and you know what, that might be it, but that might be it for now. I've also got some implements for the tractor. So since gathering all this equipment, I needed a way to take care of those, which basically means I needed to get them under cover out of snow and rain and wind and sleet and hail. So I built a little tractor shed. So along with acquiring all this new equipment, suddenly I find myself having to take care of it. That means getting it under cover, and here you see the tractor shed. Now, this tractor shed is built off of both sides of the shipping container, which I also acquired to keep my tools and things secure out here while I'm not here. So the tractor shed itself is made from timbers that I milled from the property, and also from the salvage from the wood coming off of the mobile homes that I demolished. Those are primarily in the rafters, which used to be the floor joists from the first mobile home that we took down. Additionally, the shingles were left over from the contractor that used to operate out of here. I got most of the shingles, but I had to purchase additional shingles just to finish the job, and that was the primary expense with this particular project. So if this is the kind of thing you like to see, you know, a project going from nothing to something, then I suggest you go ahead and follow along. Here are some other reasons you might like to follow along. Now, if you're wondering what's in it for me, why do I want to subscribe to this channel? Well, I've got 5 reasons for you. Number 1, you're going to get to see a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel bust his butt and build his dream wood shop with a timber frame structure, from cutting the trees, milling the timbers, and sticking the frames up and building his wood shop. Man, who doesn't want to see that? Recently I went out to the county courthouse to see what it takes to get a permit for that, and well, it's not great news, but it's still progress because it's going to cost me a little bit more money than I had hoped. So stay tuned for that. That's something to see. Number 2, as I mentioned before, we've got a lot of diverse projects going on, whether it is fixing tractors or building sheds, or just the cleanup, or the salvage operation. We're growing pumpkins next year. This year. We're growing pumpkins this year. Just got a lot of various different things going on, and we're still going to be going to the wood shop and sharing the creative process in building projects. I need to do more of that deliberately for this channel. And with that, we got number 3. Hopefully you'll watch this channel and learn something, whether it's learning through my mistakes or learning through actual insights and experience that I can impart on you, the viewer. So that's number 3, you can learn something. And number 4, I think everybody enjoys a good story, so that's something that I can promise you here. I'm going to be telling you the story of Shady Acres, and storytelling is a skill. It's a skill that I'm working on constantly, so hopefully you'll be along with me on the journey just for that, and you'll enjoy a good story. And finally, number 5 would be the community connection. I think that a lot of people can build a community around a project like this, and with your viewing and support and comments, hopefully you can feel a part of this project and what's going on out here, because I definitely get benefit from your encouragement. It's motivating to me, and even the criticism is helpful. So make sure that when you are watching, you are commenting and sharing this stuff, and I think all that helps me to grow, and the more that happens, the more I get out here, the more I'm filming and creating hopefully good storytelling content and good learning content. And yeah, I think that could be part of the biggest reason to subscribe for anybody, is to build a community around this project. Well, who am I and why do you care? I don't know why you would care, but I guess everybody's got a story, and it occurred to me that I've never really introduced myself or talked about myself much on this channel at all. So again, my name is Chad. I believe that my biggest contribution to this world, the thing that keeps me getting out of bed, is to be creative. So that is the driving force in my life. Be creative. You know, I can always be making something. I really enjoy when I have created something and it goes out to somebody, and that thing gets used and it brings value to somebody's life in some way. So I am currently in the state of Virginia. This is what Virginia looks like for the most part. Lots of trees, lots of growth everywhere. If you ever leave growth alone, it will take over the entire landscape. So you got some pine trees, you got a lot of oaks. Here you got some red cedar. Some people care about that, some people don't, but bottom line is there is a lot of growth here. Very fertile yet sandy ground, if that makes any sense. So speaking of fertile ground, this is where I'm going to plant the pumpkin patch. I already tilled it once. I'll definitely till it again before I seed it. It's gonna take a little bit more ground working because it's full of roots and some stones, large size stones that need to be picked. But yeah, state of Virginia is where I currently live. It's where I retired from the military. Just well, going on 2 years in March. It'll be 2 years that I've been retired. I was a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army for 27 years. I joined the Army right out of high school. In fact, I was a junior in high school, where I started out as a truck driver in the reserves, went to college, and commissioned as a second lieutenant, which means you're an officer. Went immediately to my first assignment after training to Germany, and that is when 9/11 happened. So on 9/11 I was wrapping up the day, because in Germany you're 5 or 6 hours ahead. So when the planes crashed into the towers, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock, which means it had to be like 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Germany, and I had 52 soldiers. As a 23-year-old man, I had 52 soldiers in formation, ready to be dismissed for the day. Somebody called and said, hey, they just flew an airplane into the tower. And I recall thinking initially that it's like, oh no, not again, because if you remember, or you know the history, somebody had accidentally flown a private airplane into one of the towers several years prior. So I thought, oh no, not again. And then the second one happened, and you know, it's like, obviously this is intentional. So at that time my entire career changed, and since then I have been to Iraq and Afghanistan 2 times each. South Korea, I've had a total of 50 months of my adult life in a deployment. So you really learn a lot, and that in itself changes you. I haven't had any like significant events really happen to me during any of those deployments, but you're around it. You know, it's still there. You have, you know, you get to deal with incoming fire one day and then absolutely nothing going on for months at a time. So it's kind of a weird situation where it's definitely not like the movies where it's all, you know, all combat all the time. It is all boredom most of the time, and then sometimes there's some action. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that story, but you know, that's just a piece of the history for me. I got out of the Army here and decided that I wanted to, well, first of all, I wasn't going to stay in Virginia, but in 2022 the mortgage rates climbed, and the housing prices skyrocketed, and it didn't make sense to get out of the current mortgage that I had, which is, you know, like a 1 or 2% mortgage interest rate, and my house was suddenly triple the value. I mean, that's great. I can sell and make a lot of profit and move, but I'd be getting half the house for twice the money at a higher interest rate. So it just didn't make sense to pack up and leave, because I come from Montana. It would have been nice to go back out west, but you know, there's not a lot calling me back out that way. I would have liked to go to Tennessee or Texas, but you know, the current economy and situation out there in the real estate market really kind of trapped us. So that's that part of the story. I'm a country kid from Montana, joined the Army, got out here in Virginia. Now I got my own little, I guess you can call it farm. It's going to be a farm, technically. I've gone ahead and declared it a farm. That way I get some sales tax benefit for basically anything I buy is sales tax free that I can attribute to the farm. Someday I'm gonna have to show some income for it. I guess that's what the pumpkins are for. Anyway, moving on, that's my story. I am also working part-time at a hardware store, and that's just kind of for fun and to keep me getting out of bed, and a little extra cash, because this place does, you know, take up some cash, and it's nice to have a little extra fluid income. I've got other sources of income, such as woodworking. You know, I make Christmas ornaments all winter. That's why I haven't been filming much since October to December, because I'm constantly making custom Christmas ornaments in bulk. That's a really, you might think, oh, that's nothing, that's $5 each. It is $5 each, but I'm getting orders for 100 at a time, and I'm getting stacks of those orders, so I stay quite busy during the late fall and early winter, and that's really taken me away from this project a lot. So I'm really looking forward to getting back out here. That's my story. Oh, I'm also in a country band. If you can look up JB Brown, or wherever you're streaming, you can find the music that we do. It's really a lot of fun. You know, retire from the army, join a country band. That's what I did, and I bought a little playground here. So if you've stuck around this long, you're probably wondering what I was talking about at the beginning of the video when I said we're going to add one more dimension to the Shady Acres project. Well, here it is. You might already recall that I said we're going to build a pumpkin patch here. Well, what goes better with a new big garden pumpkin patch or whatever than honeybees? Now, beekeeping is not a thing that I ever really wanted to get involved with, but you know, that suddenly changed when I accidentally won the state of Virginia's grant for beekeeping, and they provided me with 3 new beehives. I've looked into beekeeping a little bit since then, and I got to tell you, I haven't been this excited for something new in, well, I don't know how long, but here they are. The state of Virginia provided me with 3 new, I guess they're kits for beehives. These are 10 frame beehives. I know really literally nothing about them. I think they're worth about $600. So that's amazing. That's a huge cost savings on something I was never going to buy in the first place. But here I've got 3 new starter kits. I'm going to put them right down there at the end of the pumpkin patch. There's a lot of, well, first of all, there's a lot of education that I need to get into. So I'm going to, I've actually like avoided learning anything about it, because I want to do that all on this channel with you guys. So I'm starting from basically zero, along with most anybody who's watching this, and anybody who is watching this that is a beekeeper. Man, you can tell me all about it, and I'm all ready to learn. But I'm going to put the beehives down there. A lot of costs come with this, such as, well, a bee suit, bees. You got to buy a queen bee. I've seen those are worth about $40, and I got to build these things, so we're going to do that. I think in the next video, or in an upcoming video, we're going to do an unboxing, followed by a couple of videos on actually building these things, and it's going to be a whole series, really, because we're starting from zero. We don't even have anything planted. We gotta plant the pumpkins. We gotta get probably some more varieties of vegetation out here, some flowers. I've never been a gardener, never really wanted to, but this kind of changes all that. So if this is something that excites you, then definitely please tell me so in the comments, and tell me if you're a new subscriber because of it. I'd really like to know that. And so 2024 really promises to bring a lot of new adventures out here on Shady Acres. Got a lot going on. Hopefully I'll get that timber frame building put up. That's going to go up right over here. You can kind of see where I'm, where I got the ground cleared and started to get leveled. Man, I got a lot to do before I can even do the construction. I got to meet with an engineer and get my plan approved, and I'm just afraid that's going to cost so much money. But anyway, I'm going to share all that with you. So if you really want to get into seeing that building go up and seeing what happens out of here at this property, what's going to happen with this building, you know, I don't even know when that's going to come down. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe, and I really appreciate you following along. Make sure you comment, lots of comments. You know, it really keeps me motivated. So until next time, I'll see you then, and Happy New Year. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you are new to the channel and you want to get caught up to everything that's been going on out here at Shady Acres in just one video, then I suggest you start right here. And if you want to dive in from the beginning and see everything that we've ever done out here, then start right here. Click it and just let it play.